Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. Happy Friday to you here. I am super excited to talk about Solana here because it is getting up to that overextended range. Kind of like I mentioned yesterday that, waiting for an entry between 26 and 30. We're kind of halfway through that progression there. So we're going to talk about if it's realistic to take a short right now, if you want to consider a long, what the deal is, and just generally understand kind of where we're at. We're going to update some fibs and talk a little bit about Elliott wave, potential pullback ranges, and just help understand, again, big picture here. Quick note, obviously you can jump into my education section here on our Discord, Telegram, and Twitter. We have a bunch of resources for you guys. Be sure to check that out, but I do want to highlight a quick positive here. Thanks again to our community members for the wonderful feedback. The Algorand trade yesterday was very nice, good little 20.5%. KNC long from 46.5%. And of course, our Solana is all take profit targets achieved. Took us 1 month and 8 days, but I'm perfectly fine by waiting that long for 93%. Okay, so again, awesome stuff. Trades keep coming in. Thanks again so much for the wonderful feedback. Keep in mind there is restrictions on our Crypto Cash premium group. I'm going to just have to kind of limit the amount of members just because we had a lot of people coming over here recently. If you are considering, of course, cryptocash.tech is a site link down below, but we will have to start incorporating kind of restrictions just because I like to make sure that I have time available for you and you can essentially have a good learning experience. So check that out if you want. Otherwise, thanks again so much for the like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Deeply appreciate helping us grow the channel. So with Solana, what we're looking at here, $26.5. What does this mean? Well, let's go ahead and talk about the daily first because we talked yesterday about this ascending trend, how strong this coin is. Obviously, it helped that Bitcoin breached 30,000. But you got to keep in mind, even if that didn't happen, the likelihood of Solana breaking this level was extremely high even still. Again, we're kind of early in this little push, or maybe halfway through this push, because again, we're maybe about 2 days in. A lot of times things come in threes with trading, and we could see a third green candle here for us tomorrow. Keep in mind, this weekend could be a rage because Bitcoin took off and did very well. Keep in mind also, Bitcoin dominance is at its all-time high in the last year, and Bitcoin price is up. So in turn, alts typically tend to fall out. And actually, let's talk about that just really quick so you kind of understand. Again, our education section here in our Discord, I have it pinned so you can see. Bitcoin dominance is up, Bitcoin price is up, alts have a tendency of dropping. If Bitcoin drops hard soon, we could see a massive dump from altcoins. So just please be mindful. The market looks nice and wonderful today, but there's a great chance a lot of the profits are going to be taken soon, and that shorts are going to be much more profitable than longs in the immediate future. Okay, so try not to be a breakout trader and thinking that Solana is going to go to the moon tomorrow. While it could still happen, I think it's less likely, at least right now. Okay, so just something to kind of preface with. So talking about the big picture here, let's address a few things. So first of all, on the daily, we are looking at 70 on the RSI just got broken. Okay, now last time it broke above 70 on the RSI, it eventually did this. Okay, I'm not saying we're going to get the same thing, but it's possible. It's a natural recourse from strong green candles. Okay, we look at its history as well. You can also note too that when it breaks through 70, it has a tendency of going pretty high. Okay, so it broke 70 right here, and then a day or two later, it continued to go higher to sweep that extra liquidity. Okay, so there's a good chance that we could see one more leg up here. My speculation is that 2750 might be the immediate top, because again, you got to recognize that that is a pretty strong resistance level. The look how perfect that is. The 1 day candle here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 days in a row. Solana could not pass 2750. And coincidentally today we went perfectly up to that level. Okay, so a lot of times what can happen is you'll see like liquidity levels get swept later down the road. We just saw their most recent level get swept here yesterday. I was talking about that being a reality, and it did happen. We should have some new liquidity entering the market here soon with this increase. So my speculation is the price will come down to one of these three levels based on Elliott wave and just generally Fibonacci retracement levels. It's common for prices to pull back to 0.382, 0.5, 0.618. In fact, I joke with my community about this a lot. I'm probably going to get a tattoo of 0.618, 0.5, and 0.382 because it's just it's such a common occurrence in life in general, in nature, and specifically in cryptocurrency too. It's a really interesting phenomenon, but it happens all the time. So again, that may or may not happen, of course. I have to preface that and tell you that's not a guarantee, but it's a statistical probability that it should happen. And let me explain why. If we take a look at TD sequential here on the 4 hour, we're at a 9 on TD sequential, and we hit a doji candle just now. Okay, so the most recent 4 hour candle, roughly an hour ago, closed as a doji, and it hit a 9. Look at this last 9 here on doji candle. While it didn't come down aggressively, it still pulled back, right? But you got to keep in mind, this is the second 9 in a row. When you have more than 1.9, it really gives you that overextension. While this is a very nice consolidation period, there's still a lot of fair value there, and the price can increase from there. So the truth is, I'm a little bit more short biased than long biased at this point. I know we spoke yesterday about waiting to to get to these upper levels. We're almost there. We might see one more leg up from here to sweep that extra amount of liquidity, but it seems less likely. But you got to keep in mind too, we just retested that previous high, the 1-day candlestick high. So in that sense, actually, I'm pretty sure that'd be like a 1 month high, 1 month close. Let's see if we got it. No, that was previous months. Bottom line here is that we are looking at pretty strong push to the upside, and it has to come to an end soon. So I don't think we're just going to see this coin drop like a rock, but I do think that it's much more likely to pull back in the immediate future to maybe fill this most recent gap there to about $25 than it would be to shoot up from here. Okay, a lot of momentum, but again, it's overextending itself in a lot of different ways. Take a look at the 4-hour. Again, we got the RSI up over 70. MACD is starting to lose its momentum. We're starting to see the oscillator dip down. So my speculation is that we're going to see a decrease in the relative near future, especially with Bitcoin dominance and the price being high. If we close at 29.5 or 30,000 with Bitcoin, this weekend should be a red market from altcoins. I know you're probably wondering why I think that. It's pretty straightforward. It's just that natural Bitcoin cycle, and it's actually a very real thing. I know it's hard to believe considering looking at how green and awesome the market is right now. But you gotta understand, everyone's like on this high right now of how amazing the market is. When the reality strikes tomorrow, there's a good chance we're going to see some selling off throughout the weekend. Again, it's less common to see red days on the weekend, but it's less common also to have Bitcoin do so well on a Friday. So if you kind of figure out what you want to there, I just recommend being careful with your longs this weekend. Not saying to short, just be careful with your longs. All right, last but not least, go ahead and look at the hourly here and kind of just summarize where we're at here. So first of all, TD sequential, we came up to another 9 here. What do you know? A 9 on TD sequential. We had overextension. So we've literally been overextending ourselves on the hourly for a full 36, 48 hours, right in that range. And that's quite a lot when you think about it. So the truth is, the price is overextended. There's no other reason for it to not pull back. We take a look at the cloud here, of course. It is still telling us we have enough momentum to leave our long positions open. But I'm kind of thinking that we shouldn't. Keep in mind too, if you're going to short tight profit targets, I mean, literally, you should maybe even consider taking profits around $26 and then letting the rest ride. Okay? If you're going to short from right now, just because we do have the cloud here, of course, that's kind of a moving average. It really helps us understand that we're kind of on the right side of this uptrend. Yes, and shorting into an uptrend isn't really the best idea unless you have tight targets and you're paying close attention to it. So don't just open a short here and walk away for the weekend. I don't think it's going to work out that way. But the truth is here that if you have a long position open, it really is just telling us that you should leave it open. So try not to short into that momentum. This very well could ramp up a bit further. But again, me personally, if I was to get in right now, I'd have multiple entries on the way up. If the price continues higher, I'd average my price out down essentially. And then as the price comes down, I would take profit along the way, closing portions of my total trade. Okay, you can close anywhere between 50, 60, 70% on your first target. To me, I think closer to 60, 70% is ideal. That way you can walk away and adjust your stop loss to break even and effectively consider that a profitable trade and then hit other targets along the way. That's kind of how we structure our Cornix trades there, our automated trades through our premium group. That's how we take massive profits pretty consistently, and it's just really awesome experience. So again, super happy it's working out well for all you guys. Thanks again so much for the wonderful feedback. If you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, reach out to me on whichever media platform works best for you. Discord's our most common group where we all interact openly. But don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Telegram too, because there's a lot of good resources here as well. Layout charts, the whole 9 yards, everything's available there for you. So be sure to check that out. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thanks again so much for your time. We'll see you on the next one.